5 months, 14 days, 12 hours. That is how long it's been since I snapped my phone in half in a fit of disappointment and rage at the beginning of this year. And I have not acquired a phone ever since. If you clicked on this video, you are likely an individual that is wanting to do productive things with your time, but instead you're, not. You're on your phone, like I was. You're constantly scrolling. You're in this slop of wanting to do stuff, right? But you have the inability to put down the phone. I should say specifically not phone, but scrolling, because you can scroll on your computer too if you want. This video is for the ambitious son of a bitch, but the one that's incapable of stopping the action of scrolling for months on end. So 5 months ago, I snapped my phone in half because I was supposed to be doing something, but instead I decided to scroll. I decided to take that time, and instead of doing something I needed to do, I decided to just scroll. If you could even call it a decision at this point, but I was scrolling instead. So I lost hundreds of dollars because of that. And the moment that I realized that, I snapped my phone in half. And I haven't acquired one since. And you're here because you're probably wanting the results of this. Oh, how is life like without a phone? Is it fun? Is there ecstasy? Is it like you're freaking living like you're in your childhood again? I'll give you the fucking answer straight up. I'm gonna stop wasting your time. It's boring as fuck. Life is so goddamn boring when you do not have the literal world at your fingertips. Simple as that. Like, imagine this, you're sitting there doing nothing for 3 hours at a time. Just nothing. Life is incredibly boring when there's just nothing but your imagination to keep you occupied. That's what life is like without a phone. There's not a constant stimulation. There's not a constant thing to look at or do or to see or experience. It's just you, your own thoughts, and it's really fucking boring. Me and my friend are calling it boredom maxing. And here's the thing about that idea of being bored is it fucking sucks, right? Like, instead of watching some freaking crazy shit on Instagram, like someone dying or, someone making $1 billion in a parlay or something, you're just sitting there with your own thoughts, and it sucks. Boring, like, you can almost say, like, hurts. It, like, hurts in a weird way. You're sitting there and you're uncomfortable. You want to do anything else, but your brain's nagging at you to do some shit, but you're like, no. You don't give your brain the option to scroll. You just sit there doing nothing. And it sucks. It really does suck. A lot. But here's like the thing about being bored. Ever since the beginning of this year, my life has been 10x what it normally has been. Yeah, being bored fucking sucks. Let me tell you, it really does suck. Being bored, sitting there doing nothing for hours on end when your brain is nagging at you to just pick up the goddamn computer and start scrolling on Instagram. Instead of just sitting there and you just do nothing. It sucks so much. But let me tell you, there's a catalyst site inside of there where your brain just does its own thing, right? It has the ability to imagine, has the ability to think kind of for itself. And all of a sudden you become hyper aware of where you're at in life. You become hyper aware of what it is you're doing with or what you're not doing, lack thereof of what you're doing in life. And that only happens from being with yourself, being there in the moment of right now, not a few seconds in the future, not a few seconds in the past, but like right now, right here, doing nothing. And then give it not a few minutes, not a few hours, not a few days, not a few weeks, maybe just a few months. And all of a sudden life starts becoming like a playground. life starts becoming this playground of like imagination, of like fun, of just like, it almost feels like childhood again. But then again, the trade-off is every single day there is portions of the day that you just are bored out of your fucking misery. You're just sitting there and it's so uncomfortable. But then all of a sudden a few weeks goes by and you're like, I really haven't been making progress towards my fucking goals. And you are sitting there with this uncomfortable thought, and then it becomes more uncomfortable to sit there than to actually start making progress towards those goals. I hope you rewind the past 5 seconds, sit there with yourself and give yourself the opportunity to be bored, so that it becomes more uncomfortable to live with the reality that you're not doing anything, not making any progress, than it is to just do that thing, to just start. If this video is anything for you, I hope it's potentially for 1 in 1,000, it's the motivation needed to delete Instagram. 1 in 10,000, they snap their phone in half, and 1 in 1,000,000, I hope that they get off of the internet entirely. But for the average person that's watching this, like, what can you do moving forward? Because you know for a fact that like you can waste years of your life. You can just numb yourself with the internet for just years on end. You don't have to do anything. For the average person, I can recommend a few things. Obviously, YouTube Shorts blocker. We'll have a few in the description. For your phone, Brick, a friend has it. I'll show you what it is right here. And also a thing to put your phone in to lock it. It's like, you're only going to have these creative thoughts. You're only going to lock the fuck in if you don't have these distractions. That's the thing. Remove distractions and just be bored as fuck, because a few weeks, a few months of being bored leads to great things. I made more progress in the past few fucking months of my life than I have in years prior. Hell, the other day I made my first online sale. I know I don't want to be a freaking guru or some fucking shit, but like, it's to say that I've been trying to do that for years, but instead of actually just doing the thing as I needed to do, to move the bar, I just decided to continue watching content. And then years went by. And then all of a sudden, I'm sitting there, I'm 20 years old and I haven't done anything with my life. Right? Because we don't want to scroll. None of us want to scroll. Remove the ability to scroll. I literally snapped my phone in fucking half. Okay? Some call me that, some are like, oh, that's a little weird. It's like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'm happy now because of it. My life is 10x'd in quality of life because of it. Oh, how do people communicate with me? They talk to me. Oh, how do you make friends? I go talk to them. Oh, how do you find out where to go? It's called a map. They invented it a few thousand years ago. Like, you know what I mean? You can live easily without your phone. And here's the thing. You're about to say, oh, I can't live without my phone. There's one person on this planet I know will actually die without their phone. And he's a diabetic. He literally controls his insulin intake from his phone. He's the only person on the planet that can say he'll die without his phone. Everyone else does not have an excuse. But, yeah. So, if this video is anything to you, I hope it is a little reminder that you need to lock in. You know what I mean? Whatever the fuck that might be. Whether it's a hobby, whether it's a dream, whether it's a goal, whether it's a mission, whatever the fuck it might be, it's like distracting yourself isn't going to get you there. It never will. You know what I mean? If you're an individual that would like a little bit more, you can call it motivation reminder type videos, consider subscribing. We're also engineers here. We like making shit. Check out the channel if you'd like. But more importantly, if you'd like a little reminder every single day to continue to stay focused, to continue to lock in, continue to remind yourself of what it is you're trying to do with life, consider, of course, only if you have a little extra spare change, consider getting yourself a Stay Focused shirt. First link in the description. Maybe a hoodie, maybe a sticker. I appreciate you boys for being here. Go lock in. Get off your phone. But of course, above all else, stay focused. I'll see you guys in the next one. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. See you boys later.